Hey everyone, Kristen here, also known as your resident confident nobody. And today I wanted to take a break to talk to the other parents out there, or uncles and aunties, or godparents, basically anyone who has a child in your life who is freaking out right now because of all the things going on in the world. I know that my kids have been having a rough time, and I was talking to my bestie, Maria, and she was saying that her goddaughter also was feeling really afraid and that she wasn't sure if what she had said was the right thing. And it ended up that it was the right thing. But I want to share with her I want to share with you what I shared with her. And that's the fact that as adults, we interact with children based on a really long term accumulation of thoughts and feelings and experiences. And right now, maybe for the first time in your life, um, one of the first times in my life, I'm coaching my child through something as I'm also going through it. And that changes the dynamic for me. I'm not coming from a place of surety where I'm like, this is what happened last time we went through this, or when I went through this. This is how people feel when this happens, because we are all feeling different things right now. And so are the kids, and we're kind of going through it together at the same time. And so I just wanted to give you a couple simple steps for communicating with your children or children that you care about, so that they don't feel such a heavy burden and so that you don't feel such a heavy burden. And what I want to say is that your kids, the kids you love, they're not your kids. They're watching how you're responding to everything right now. And don't let that freak you out, because they if they see you processing your emotions in a healthy way, then they're going to know, hey, it's okay to have emotions. And even if they see you being upset, they know, hey, it's okay to be upset. And I was talking with one of my daughters, little Kay, last week, and she was saying, I feel so uncertain. I feel so nervous, and I'm nervous about all these different things. And she listed them off to me, and I said, you know what? Me too. I feel the same as you. I totally cried for 2 hours yesterday while I was telling daddy all of the things I feel upset about so that I could talk with him and get my feelings out and understand that my feelings are valid. And we could make a plan together for how we were going to approach these things as best as we can, right? Because I told her, I'm like, we can't plan everything. We obviously didn't plan all of this. And that's okay. That happens in life sometimes. There are no guarantees in life. We don't know what's going to happen. There are a lot of things that are out of our personal control, and that's okay. And for our family personally, we believe in King Jesus. We're Christians. We're biblicists in that we try to live out what the Bible teaches. And so I was able to remind her of that, which is how I'm coping. And so, whatever way you're coping, you can model for your child. But you just need to make sure that you have an open line of communication with them. And if they seem like they're fine, I guarantee you they're not fine. And it's your job, actually, as their parent, to make sure that they have a free place to share their concerns, to share their fears, to know that I'm feeling this way and it's okay. And I also want to say to you, parents who are feeling afraid, who are feeling unsure in this time of uncertainty, who are feeling recently very frustrated by unrealistic public school online goals, it's okay for you to feel that way. Your feelings are valid. It's all right to be concerned for your spouse, your parents, your relatives, the people in your life who would be at high risk for COVID-19. And in my family specifically, my husband and I both have health factors that make us higher risk than normal. And we have, relatives who are 40 plus years older than we are, and we're worried about them. And we're worried about the possibility of what happens if they suddenly have to be administered into the hospital and we won't be able to hear from them. And there's all these unknowns. And you know what? Your kids don't expect you to have the answer. I don't expect you to have the answer. But that doesn't mean we can't talk about these feelings. That doesn't mean we can't validate each other's feelings. But the thing is, when we acknowledge our fears, we also have to acknowledge that there's still hope. We can remind ourselves and our children of all the things we're doing, all the precautions we're taking right now to do our best to slow the spread of this virus down. And also, some of you might get mad at me right now, but we have to realize that what we are or aren't doing sets the tone for how our children will deal with things in the future. And what do I mean by that? Well, for example, my husband and I have decided that right now Pennsylvania is in a stay-at-home order, and the only time you can go out is if you're buying supplies like groceries or you need to pick up your drugs, your pharmaceuticals. For me, that would be high blood pressure medication. I take that every day. And so we've decided that we're going to obey and that our children are going to obey. And that means they can't play at the park with their friends, even though it's 3 doors down from where we live. That means that we're not having anybody over to our house. And even if you think these measures are extreme, your kids are watching the way you're responding to sudden rules that we've never had to listen to or consider in our lifetimes. So I would just say be aware of that. Of course, it's up to you to make the decision. But for Travis and I, we decided we want to show our kids that we're willing to comply because we value the lives of other people in general, and we don't want to inadvertently spread anything to anyone, including our family. So there's that. And if you have any questions, I'd love to answer them for you. Go ahead and comment below, but stay nice. If you're mean, I'm going to delete your comment. Same rule as always. No name calling, no bullying, okay? We all need to support each other right now. And that's what I'm trying to do on this channel for the unforeseeable future, because I want you to know you're valuable, you matter, your emotions matter, and I'm here to support you any way I can, and your kids too. So I hope you have a good day. Like I said, comment below if you want me to address any of the things that I mentioned, and also if you have any questions about emotional health, because that's my jam. That's what all of this is about, and this is what we're trying to teach our kids right now in a moment of unsure actions, unsure life in general, which feels overwhelming. So if you felt overwhelmed at all in the last few weeks, that's normal. That's okay. That's an expected response to what's going on. So I'm Kristen, the Confident Nobody. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.